Good day. How is everyone this fine Friday, November 8th, 2024? Hello, RM, Sister Jeannie, and CJ. How is everybody? It's that time of the year where the sun comes shining in through that front window, and I like that. It wakes you up. All right, we're going to talk about my latest letters and correspondence with the IRS with regards to the Strawman and the overpayments. And we have another member who is doing this as well. Only they don't owe anything currently that they are aware of. So it's it's kind of a trial and error with because it's like you have to discover it, and then they will either accept or reject or give you clues. It's such a silly setup the way they have this, not the way a Catholic monarchy would be set up with regards to taxation. I also heard yesterday that there's a state or states, I'm not sure, because they mentioned one state, North Dakota, and then they mentioned North Carolina as having legislation put up for the abolishment of real estate taxes or property taxes. And just so you know, in a Catholic monarchy, there would not be any property taxes, okay? You would not lose your home, your land, simply because, you couldn't afford to pay taxes on that. The main reason, the way I understand that, or the whole reason, the way I understand why we have property taxes now is because the land was offered as collateral for the debt system that we have set up here in the U.S. and most likely in many places, because once they get the central bank set up in a country, that's ultimately what happens is they want land pledged because that will always be there. And then anybody who occupies it has to pay rent, okay? They call it a tax, but it's basically rent, because if you don't pay it, you get kicked off, out, etc. And that did happen to us when I was 20 years ago or so. I was attempting this process. I couldn't afford the property taxes, and I currently have UCC 1, if anybody's familiar with that, lien placed on the town of Columbia in New Hampshire for that property that they stole from us. And I'm working on now how to recoup that using the IRS. Okay, so if they don't follow their own rules, then the IRS will compensate me for that, or us is supposed to. You just have to figure out how. So there's so much going on, so much happening. Thank you, William, for the invitation to come visit. I will definitely consider that once we get the unit here, the motorhome, and figure out how we want to go across country, because we do want to do that. We've always wanted to do that and haven't been able to do that. So this gives us that opportunity. All right, let's get started. It's not going to be too long. I just want to go over a letter I received and what's happening right after we say our Good Day Rising prayers. In nomine Dei, Matronam Nostra, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. And I apologize for was it Wednesday evening? Yeah, I was tired and I was fumbling and I wasn't reading too well, so people were getting a little bit confused. And excuse me, just one second. I saw the fire got it caught, and I want to close it so we don't have it overheating in here. Still a little groggy, trying to adapt to that time change and as well as that trip. Let us place ourselves in the presence of the Holy Trinity and in Catholic contemplation. Humbly venerate the Divine Family. Most holy and venerable Holy Trinity, one divine family, I believe that thou art here present. I venerate thee with the deepest humility. I render to thee with my whole heart the homage which is due to thee. O most holy Trinity, relying on thine infinite goodness and promises, I hope to obtain pardon of my sins, the help of thy grace, and life everlasting, through the merits of Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Matronam Nostrae. Thank you. O most holy Trinity, I love thee above all things with my whole heart and soul, because thou art all good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for love of thee, and I forgive all who have injured me, and ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let us thank the Holy Trinity for the many graces that we receive, and offer ourselves and our sufferings up to heaven and for the souls in purgatory. O most holy Trinity, I most humbly thank thee for all the favors thou hast bestowed upon me to the present moment. It is again thanks to thy bounty that I should live to see this day, and I desire to employ it solely in thy service. I consecrate to thee all my thoughts, words, actions, and sufferings of this day. Sanctify them, that there may be none that is not animated by thy love, or that would not tend to thy greater glory. Let us make a firm resolution to avoid evil and to do good, and let us beg of the Holy Trinity the graces which are necessary to us, O most holy Trinity. Thou knowest my weakness, and that I am unable to do anything good without the help of thy grace. Deny me not thy grace, proportionate to my necessities. Give me strength to avoid everything which thou forbiddest, to practice the good which thou hast commanded, and enable me patiently to bear all the trials which it may please thee to send me. O Dei Matronam Nostrae, I place myself under thy protection. I throw myself with confidence into the arms of thy compassion. Be to me, O Mother of Mercy, my refuge in distress, my consolation in suffering, now and at the hour of my death. O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, the Holy Trinity, Dei Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I am heartily sorry for having offended thee, and I detest all my sins, because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell, but most of all because they offend thee, O most holy Trinity, who are all good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of thy grace, to confess my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. Speaking of property taxes, ours went up by, let's see, it was like 30 something percent here, which was quite shocking to me. Hope I can make it in time. Trying to figure out how, see, the difficulty is because people get stuck in this zone where, well, this is the way we've always done it. And they can't get out of that, even though they may be presented with facts that can prove to them that it was done wrong or incorrectly, or that there's another way. There isn't just red and blue. That there's other ways to accomplish things. It's just like obtaining the beatific vision. There's many different ways in order to get there. And so the challenge here is to pray for those souls who are in positions that have influence over us, even though they don't really, they believe themselves to have these power positions. Another example is I purchased a used car for a few $100s. It needed a lot of work. And the gentleman told me that I didn't need a title because it was from the state of Vermont and it was old and it so, and then I understood after I did all the work on it to get it back up, as I went to go register it here in New Hampshire, I go to find out that no, you still need a title. Because they have different rules for the different states. Now, think about how ridiculous this is, okay? That the state of government right now is in such chaos and confusion and stupidness, to be perfectly frank, where this car, it cannot be registered, and it could. I learned that there was another possibility to get a bonded title. I can't get the title from the previous owners. They're just ignoring me. I even had a Vermont state investigator try and contact him to get the title for that car. You're talking a measly, 2010 little runabout. But it's in good shape now, and the insanity here is, what do I do with this thing? What do I do with this thing? The state of New Hampshire says I need a title, and they offer the option of getting a bonded title, and so I did that as well. But then I go to register it with the bonded title, which means you pay. You obtain a surety bond and you pay a fee to get it, so that in case anything comes back with the other title, they're covered for the cost of the vehicle. Oh, well, apparently they're not. I jumped the steps. I went ahead a couple of steps. I was like, well, that's what I'm really good at doing. I'm good at, getting to the root core of things. Anyway, that I'm waiting to hear back from their email, because I was like, you've got to be kidding me. That you're not going to, they're going to, arrest me, if you will, or give me tickets for driving unregistered vehicles when they won't let me register it. Please, dear God. All right, so, and that's one of my other points, is that the people there can't think beyond, what's written down in front of them. They don't have the capacity to reason beyond what they're told. And this is why some people should not be in business, and this is why many are hired that way, so that they don't think out of the box. They don't want that. And the small hats love people that don't think outside of the box, because then they can just ignorantly keep these stupid rules going. Pardon my frustration. Okay. So I get a letter the other day from the IRS, and I agreed that it was confusing. So it says here, dear taxpayer, this is regarding tax year 2021. Our records may still show an amount due on your account because we haven't applied a payment you made. Okay, so they're acknowledging that I made a tender of payment. Okay? I did not send a bank check. I did not send cash. I did not send a postal money order or a Walmart money order or any of those. I sent my own money order that I created. So they admit right now they haven't applied it. All right. So now, then the next sentence. If you have proof of payment, such as a canceled check, deposit ticket, canceled money order, or cash receipt, send us a clear copy of the front and back of it. A clear copy may help us correct your account without contacting you again. Okay, and then it goes into how I can contact the company where I purchased the money order and ask them to give me copies, etc., etc., etc. Okay. So what this letter is it's a test in my eyes. It's a test to see if I know what I'm talking about and if I'm going to capitulate to their test. And I know that it's also a delay tactic because they don't want to send the refund amount. So, and then they send these threatening things here about filing or paying late, and we assess this monthly charge and fee and blah blah blah. But the first sentence says that I made the payment, but they haven't applied it. So, so I just wrote a letter and I said to them, I apologize in honor for the confusion that I have caused with the multiple payments that we made recently for the tax year 2021. I hope to clear this account up now. I have enclosed copies of documents and delivery slips to assist in the closure and settlement of the account for, and then I gave them the 2 Social Security numbers for the tax year 2021, Form 1040. And then because I did send in multiple coupon money orders, I wanted to show each one when they received it, how much it was for, etc., etc. So that's what I did. I laid that down out there because there were 3 of them. And then again, lastly, I apologize for the confusion because we were receiving tax bills from different IRS locations and weren't quite sure where to send these payments. Please note the IRS has successfully processed a negotiable instrument money order in early August of 22 and refunded me the overage without any issue. Please apply the total negotiable instruments money order tender of payments according to law, equaling, and there's the amount that I put there, to any taxes due, and refund the overage to me within 30 days. And then I signed it as the beneficiary. So that basically tells them you have the tender of payments. Okay, the tender of payment is according to UCC 3-603 in the form of a negotiable instrument, which is UCC 3104. And I asked them to discharge or credit and then refund according to HJR 192. That's House Joint Resolution 192 and Public Law 7310. Apparently they've updated the numbers somewhere in there, but it's still effective when you go back to the original. So I gave them that, and that's all the documentation. So we shall see again, because 2022 tax year 2022 and 2023 are as follows. So 2022, I owed a few $100s. So I sent 2 coupon payments with that one. of course, a lot more than $400 and something. And currently, it is showing that it is under review and being processed. 2023 was, I was expecting a refund. That was because then the last two boys got their Social Security numbers, and I was able to use them as child tax credits or something, according to my helpful assistant with my taxes. So there's like that amount of refund. I sent with that a separate coupon payment. And I said, look, I know it says here that I'm getting a refund. I'm not sure if I did this correctly, but here's a payment. Anyway, made out to the U.S. Treasury. And if I do owe you anything, if I made a mistake, here is the money ordered. And if I didn't, then you can refund me that amount. And so that also is now showing zero. And they actually applied that refund towards 2021, which was still owed. Their accounting is completely screwy, but we'll see when things all get balanced out where we sit, and it's going to come to a head or complete the processing, I believe anyway, by the end of the year. So it's just very interesting how you can't do this in fear. You have to understand this process, who you are, and what they're talking about, and how they try to trick you, because they always try to trick you. And I can see where I caught them. All right, so let's also pray for all those who are having difficulties with this fear by these agents of government. Take the time to pray and to learn about these things, because fear is not helpful. It's not virtuous. And once we get out of that, things start to break loose and we become a light to others, which is why I'm trying to share this with everyone. And, hopefully I can give some encouragement to those who do. I understand some of them just cannot grasp this, and that's fine. At some point, the Catholic monarchy will take care of that so that you won't even have to even think about it. That's what a good government or monarchy should do. All right, and pray for those souls who are making silly comments on the channels, name calling. They're just trolls. And there's the satanic entities trying to goad us. I think probably laughing at them is the best resolution. Let's begin Mass. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apote. Oremus. O Holy Trinity, the Creator and Redeemer of all the faithful, grant to the souls of thy servants and handmaids the remission of all their sins, that they may attain by loving prayers the forgiveness which they have always desired, who livest and reignest with thee, one divine family, forever and ever. Suscipe Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum Hanc Immaculatam Hostium, quam ego indignius famulos tuus offeriti Deum meum vivum et verum, pro innumerabilibus peccatis et offensionibus et negligentis meis, et pro omnibus circumstantibus et pro omnibus fidelibus catholicorum vivis atque defunctis ut mihi et idis propiciat salutem. Deum qui humanae substantia dignitatem mirabilita condidis mirabilis reformatio de nobis peruis atque et vini mysterium eius divinitatis esse consortes criminitatis nostrae fieri dignatus es particips Deum Iesum Christum Filium qui ticum vivit et reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Offerimus tibi Deum calicem salutaris tuum deprecantis clementium, ut conspectu divinae majestatis tuae pro nostra et totius mundi salute cum adoris suavitatis ascendat. In spiritu humilitatis et in animo contrito suscipiam rate Deum Iesum Christum et sacrifiet sacrificium nostrum et conspectu tu hodie ut placiat tibi Deum matronam nostra et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Veni sanctificator Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et sanctificite blata prosequendo et accipere hoc sacrificium tuo sanctum nomini praeparatum. Suscipe Sancta Trinitas concoblationem quam tibi efferimus amamorum passiones resurrectiones et ascensiones Deum Iesum Christum, et in honorem Dei matronam nostrae et Papa Peter Sanctorum et Istorum et Omnium Sanctorum, ut idis proficiat ad honorem nobis autem ad salutem et ili pro nobis intercedere in intercelis, quorum homorum agimus in te Spiritum Christum Deum nostrum. Orate, ut meam equestrum sacrificium acceptabile fiat Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Suscipiat Deum Iesum Christum sacrificium de manibus tuis et laudem et gloriam nominis sui ad utilitatem quoque nostram totiusque ecclesiae suae sanctae. Deum vobiscum, quoque apote, sursum corda habemus a Deum. Gratias hagamos Deum nostrum, dignum et justum est. Dei igitur clementissimi mater et pater, et Deum matronam nostrae, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et Deum Iesum Christum Filium tuum Deum nostrae, supplices rogamus ac petimus, uti accepta habeas et sanctificas, haec sanctam sacrificium irribata. In primis quae tibi efferimus pro ecclesiam tuam sanctam catholicam, quam pacificare, custodire, honorare et regere, digneris tot orbi terrarum atque catholicae. Memento Deum famulorum famorum tuorum. We pray for the sick and the suffering. We especially pray for Katie, Gage, RM, Neil and Earl Lively, Maria Josephina Mose, Letitia, Mark Jr., Henry, Barbara, Benedict, and Rebecca Santa Croce, Mr. Nobody, Ann Biltink, the Cantu and Duarte families, Michaela McLarnon and family, Janolina, Lori, Aaron and family, Maria and the Lineweber family, the Cahill, Kendrick, Dasco, Nye, Tafur, Kane, Began, and Wolf families, and all their intentions. We pray for Mr. Nobody to receive the funding and strength needed to complete the first Sedevacantist Catholic Council office in Monastery of Illinois. We pray for an end to all governmental allowance or sanctioning of abortion, transgenderism, transhumanism, child trafficking, child abuse of any kind, anywhere, place, or time. We pray for those souls who are involved in these things to stop immediately and to turn the perpetrators in. We pray for the establishment of a Catholic monarchy with a sound Catholic system of labor, human value, medium exchange with no usury. We pray that courageous men step forward as leaders of this Catholic society with a virtuous nature and a strength and masculinity needed during these times. We, we ask that all the pure bloods be able to find one another so that they may be able to keep the races clean and clear. All this we ask in accordance with the Holy Trinity's divine will. Et omnium circumstantium quorum tibi fides cognita est et noto duotio, pro quibus tibi efferimus, veroque tibi affront hoc sacrificium laudis, proces uisque omnibus, pro redemptione animarum suarum, pro spe salutis et ecolamitatis suae, tibi credunt vota sua, aeterno Deum vivo et vero, communicantes et memoriam venerantes, in primis gloriosae, semper Dea matronam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et beatorum tuorum, Papae Sancte Petri, et Sancti Lucia, et Sancti Jacinta, et Sancti Francisco, et Sancti Juan Diego, et omnium sanctorum tuorum, quorum meritis praecibusque concedas, ut in omnibus protectiones tuae muniamur exilio periendum Christum Deum nostrum. Quam oblationem te Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in omnibus consecratem acceptabilemque fecere dignitis ut nobis corpum, et sanguim fiat didictissimi filium tuum Deum Iesum Christum, qui pridie quam pateretur cepit panem in sanctus ac venerabilis manus suas, et elevatis oculis in caelamate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum suum omnipotentem tibi gratias agens, consecravit, frege didique lumis sui dicens, accipite et mondo cate ex hoc omnes. Hoc est enim corpus meum. Simini modo postquam ceremoniae est, accipienser hunc praeclarum calicem in sanctus ac venerabilis manus suas, item tibi gratias agens Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, consecrave dedique lumis sui dicens, accipite et bibite ex omnes. Hic est enim calix sanguinis mei, mysterium fidei, quae pro nobis et pro multis effundetur in remissione peccatorum, aequo est cum ficeritis in memoria ficeritis. Unde et memoris Deum nos servet tui, sed a plebs tua sancta justum Christum filium tuum Deum nostrae, tam beate passiones, nec nande te benferis resurrectiones, sed et in caelos gloriosae ascensiones afferimus, praeclarae maiestati tuae de tuis donis actatis, supra quae propitio axere nuvutur respicere digneris. Supplices dragamus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum ibi hec preferit manus tuum ut quod ex hoc apparis participationis sacrosanctum Deum Filium tuum, corpus et sanguinem sensenimus, omni sanctificatione caelesia gratia repa amor per innum Christum Deum nostrae. We pray for those who have died. We especially pray for Margaret Pollock, for whom this Mass is being offered. Ipsis Deum et omnibum in Christum quiscentibum locum refugerii lucis et pacis ut nodor geste proclamor per innum Christum Deum nostrum, perquem hec omnia Deum Iesum Christum semper bono creas, sanctificas, vivicas, consecratis et praestas nobis. Per ipsum et cum ipso et in ipso est tibi Deum matrum omnipotenti in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, omnis honor et gloria. Ave Dei, matronam nostrae, gratia plena Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum tecum. Sanctam tuum in mulieribus, Dei matronam nostrae, maternam Deum Iesum Christum, ora pro nobis peccatoribus nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Libera nos quaesimus, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum ab omnibus malis, praeterditis, praesentibus et futuris, et intercedente beata gloriosa semper Dei matronam nostrae. Cum Papa Petrum Sanctorum et omnibus sanctis da propitius pacem in Deibus nostris. Ut opi misericordiae Tuae aduiti et peccato, simus semper liberi et ab omni perturbatione secori. Per iendum Deum nostrum, Iesum Christum, Filium Tuum, Deum nostrum, qui ticum vivit et reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per aeternam. Pax Deum, Iesum Christum, sit semper vobiscum, et quoque potei, haec mixtio et consecratio corporis et sanguinis Deum Iesum Christum, fiat excipientibus nobis in ad salutem aeternam. Pax tecum, et quoque potei, Deum Iesum Christum, qui ex voluntate Deum matronam nostrae, corporante Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per mortem Tuam unum vivificasti, libera me per hoc sacro sanctum corpus et sanguinem Tuum ab omnibus iniquitatibus meis, et universis malis, et fac me Tui semper inhalare mandatis, et atinum quam separare permittas, qui cum eodem Deum matronam nostrae, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, vivis et regnum aeternam. Perceptio corporis Tui Deum Iesum Christum, quod ego indinius sumere praesimon non mihi proveniat in judicium et condemnationem, sed pro tu pietate prosit mihi et tutum et betis corporis, et adem et elam, percipiendam qui vivis et regnas cum Deum matronam nostrae, in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Panem celestem accipiem, et nomen Deum Iesum Christum invocabo. Deum matronam nostrae non sum dignius, ut intercedete meis in tante de verbos nabatur anima mea. Deum Iesum Christum non sum dignius, ut intercedete meis in tante de verbos nabatur anima mea. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum non sum dignius, ut intercedete meis in tante de verbos nabatur anima mea. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Quid retribuam Deum Iesum Christum pro omnibus quae retribuit mihi, cadecem salutaris accipim, et nomen Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum invocabo. Laudans invocabo Deum matronam nostrae, et ab inimicis meis abusero. Sanguis Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Quod oris sumus Deum Iesum Christum puramente capiamus, et de munere temperae fit nobis remedium sempiternum. Corpus tuum Deum Iesum Christum, quod samsi et sanguis quem potavi et heriet visceribus meis et praesta, ut in me non remaniat, scelero macula quem pura et sancta reficerunt sacramenta, Deum Obiscum, et quoque apote. Oremus. May the prayer of thy suppliants profit the souls of thy servants and handmaids, we beseech thee, O Holy Trinity, that thou mayest free them from all sins and make them sharers in thy redemption, who livest and reignest with thee, one divine family, forever and ever. Deum Obiscum, et quoque apote, ite mises Deum gratia. Placia tibi sancta Trinitam, obsequiem servitutis meae, et praesta ut sacrificium coroculis tuae maestatis in illus autoritibus et acceptabile mique et omnibus, pro quibus irud optoliciti miserante perpetuabile per Christum Deum nostrum. Sanctificat vos omnipotens Deum, Maternam et Filium et Spiritum Sanctum, Deum Maternam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. O most holy Trinity, I believe, I venerate, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not venerate, do not hope, and do not love thee. Most holy Trinity, I venerate thee profoundly, and I offer to thee the most precious body, blood, soul, and divinity of God Jesus Christ, who was, is, and ever shall be, present here in reparation for the outrages, sacrileges, and indifference by which he himself is offended, and through the infinite merits of his most sacred heart and the immaculate heart of God our Lady, who was, is, and ever shall be, I beg of thee the conversion of poor sinners. In nomine Deum Maternam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. Thank you for attending today. Thank you for all of your prayers and your devotions and your donations. It keeps things moving here, and I appreciate that. All right, we'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Please go and sanctify all those who you meet, and send me any kind of comments, questions, likes, dislikes, etc. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.